Hey, what's going on, Rockstars? Welcome into the channel Thursday, March 6, 2025. A little bit of an interesting video for you guys today if you saw the title and the opening to this. And it's about niche selling on eBay or reselling in general and Disney products and using them as an example for people that do a certain niche, just that item. There are people that only sell clothes, only sell shoes. These are people that only sell Disney products. And it came to my mind to do this video about 2 weeks ago. My fiance, Caitlin, she runs the Disney Princess Half Marathon. She just did it 2 weeks ago. Super amazing job she does, running 13.1 miles. This is her second time running it. I couldn't do it. I'm not a runner. Plain and simple. I have ran 12.5-mile Tough Mudders with obstacle courses in my mid and late 20s, but now 10 years later, yeah, probably those days of running are past me. Kate's still running, and she's younger than me, but man, she is killing it. So when we were there, they had a merchandise store for that weekend. It's called the Run Disney Weekend, where they do like 5K, 10K, half marathons, and they put out a whole bunch of special merchandise, which you'll see in this video. And it's specifically for like Run Disney 2025, right? Like you can get your shirts and your hoodies and your, some of the girls wear some of the Minnie Mouse ears that say Run Disney. They're only made during that weekend or only sold during that weekend. And they also do it in a second time closer towards winter. Remember, we're in Florida. They don't run marathons in July. They run them in February, and they run them in like October, November, when the weather's at least decent and not 100 degrees. So anyways, that merchandise runs out, and when it runs out, it's gone. You can only get it at the park, and when you go in the day before the races start and the day of the races, they have a special area set up at the Disney World Wide World of Sports Center. You can go in, you register, you get your bib numbers for running, you can buy shoes, and all kinds of vendors are there to sell you water bottles and straps and all sorts of stuff, and then you can buy the Run Disney merch. Well, when it's gone, and the people on eBay know it, so they buy it all up in tons, and eBay limits, or Disney rather, limits some of these products that are like really, really super hot. They limit some of it, like one per person or two per persons, but people know how to get around that. They bring their brother, sister, mother, daughter, and they live local to the Orlando area, or they live in Tampa where I live, where it's just an hour drive, and they drive over there, and they go in and they clear out as much of this stuff as possible. And they put it up on eBay, and I'm going to show you some of their stores. There's some in Disney World here in Florida, and there's some out in Disneyland out in California, of course. And this is what they do. This is their entire eBay store, and they do tens of thousands of dollars because Disney products are so popular. So my first question to all of you is, do you think this is right? Do you think these people should be doing this? Do you think Disney should put a stop to it? Some of these people even get discounts. They buy an annual pass holder pass, and for Florida residents, we can get annual passes for like $600, like a season pass. That sounds like a little bit of money, but it's really not, because Disney tickets are $100 to $110 a day per park, 4 parks. If you go to the parks once, that's like $450 to $500. So a season pass pays for itself if you just go twice in a whole year. It's amazing for Florida residents. I don't know what they charge you guys outside of Florida or California, but it's amazing what we get here, because they just want us to come to the parks. They want to guarantee our money, and they want us to keep spending food and drink and hotel and all that stuff. And you're like, oh, you live in Florida, why would you get a hotel? Because when you drive to Disney, you spend the whole day walking. The last thing you want to do is drive an hour or two home, right? So anyhow, I'm going to show you their stores, but I want to know what you guys think about people clearing this stuff out, selling it. And it turns out Kate was unable, the one item she wanted, they were sold out of, and I couldn't find them on eBay for sale at all. I found a few of them, but not in her size, and I think it was just the bad luck that her size, a normal size, Kate's like a medium large, people bought those and kept them because they loved them. But the resellers were selling like the larges and the smalls, right? The smalls, because a lot of runners are typically smaller people. Smalls and mediums sold out. I just didn't find any of the medium larges, and that's just bad luck. If I find one or anybody finds one, I'll point it out when we get to it on the stores here. But I'm just curious what you guys think about this. Selling in a niche, and especially selling in like clearing out stores. A lot of people go in during Christmas and buy up toys and clear those out. Remember when Hatchimals, and remember Squishmallows? How do you guys feel about that and resellers doing that? Let's check out some of these Disney stores, and hopefully you enjoy it, and then I'll read your comments after the video and see what the community consensus is on resellers who go into the stores and buy up everything and try to resell it. Even at Disney parks, where they use their annual pass to get like a 10% discount, so they make even more profit. And then they jack the prices up, of course, more than what it would have cost you at the Run Disney Expo Center. Let's check them out. Okay, so here we are on my screen. Super easy. You can find products like this, and you can find these stores simply by just going to Google and typing in eBay store Disney or Disney shopper. You'll find a ton of these. You can use my screen share here and screenshot it and go look them up as well. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these people and what they do. That's their business, that's their store, that's their business model. This particular store is 99.9% positive with 123,000 items sold. Even if their average price is $20 an item, they've sold well over $2.5 million worth of merchandise, probably much more than that because Disney items are more than $20. I don't know how many years that's over, but it's a lot. They have almost 8,000 followers. They currently have 5,200 items active. So their store is definitely their income, at least a good portion of it. If you go to sold, they have over 2,000 items sold in 90 days. So they're selling like 700 items a month. And if you do $20, $25 a piece, they're at $15,000 plus a month, maybe even 20 to 30,000, I would bet, is more likely in gross sales. What their profit margins is, who knows? Probably a little slim with what Disney charges for their products. But take a look at what they have active here. So they sell a lot of these Disney pens. Disney pens, super popular, especially if they're authentic. And if you've got them on those Disney limited edition things that come from the parks, you know they're authentic. You don't ever want to buy a big box of them from somebody that's just got them loose in a thing that could be Chinese. Careful on those. They do the plush. They do, last one, so they had quantity on this one. Here's the Epcot Flower and Garden Prize. So again, this is like a limited time. Epcot Center has the Flower and Garden and the Food and Wine Festivals every year. They're just once a year, and you have to go there, and you can only buy the merchandise while you're there in the parks. That's what these people do for a living. They probably live in the Orlando area, Winter Garden, Winter Haven, somewhere over there, Lakeland area. They get to the park, they go every week, they go in there and they have a target list of what they do. They go to the parks, they walk right to the stores, they check all the limited edition stuff, and they buy it all. Look at this 2025 Walt Disney World 4-park icon character spirit jersey from the castle with Figment, right? This sweater, $109, free delivery. This sweater is probably about $70 at the Disney park. Disney's not cheap. And if they use their 10% off discount, they get it for $63 plus tax. I don't think Disney's going to give them the tax reseller certificate discount. They probably don't even want to try because they're already getting 10% and they don't want to tip it off. But if they paid $70 for this all in, they're selling it for $110. Remember, they're paying 15% on fees probably with promoted, so they're only netting about $93.50, and then they're going to pay about $8 to ship it. That's $85.50. And if they paid about $70 for this one, they only made between $15 and $20 on this sweater, but they're okay with that because that's on 110. If they made 20, they made almost 20% profit. And Disney stuff sells fast. You can see they have 2,000 sold items with 5,200 active. That's really, really good. This Epcot Cosplay Wings hat baseball, they're selling for $50. This is probably a $25 hat at Disney, and they're getting it for about, after tax and everything, it's about $30. So they're probably paying the $25 with their 10% discount. So again, a $50 hat, if you multiply 50 times 0.85, you're left with $42.50. And it's probably about $7 to ship it. So they're about $35.50 and they got it for $25. They made $10 on it, right? But $10, again, on a $50 item is 20% margin. And they only spent $25.30 on it. So really they made about 40% on the money they spent and 20% on their total sales. So they're somewhere in that neighborhood, 20 to 30% overall margin. So it's not too bad if they're doing 50, if they're doing, what did we say a minute ago? They had 2,000 items in 90 days. And if they're making, 20% margin and they're selling an average of, let's just say $30, so they did 60,000 and they times that by, 25% maybe even, they're averaging 15 grand a month in profit. Very well could be. So again, these sweaters, there's just so much stuff that they have that's all Disney parks only. Something super small like this, like the Disney Tiki Sweetie Enchanted Tiki Room postcard 5x7. This was probably like $3.95 at Disney. Something that's like $4. They put it up for $15, but they can ship it for 69 cents. They probably made $4 or $5 on these, right? Here's the Disney Parks Happy Holiday stocking from Port Orleans, right? This is from one of the resorts. They can go to the resorts and get the resort only items. Super cool. This, look at this, the Port Orleans pen, $50. It's probably $20 at Port Orleans, but there's a big margin in that because the shipping is nothing. It's like, you can ship this thing for $4. You're paying, $7.50. You're about $12 out of $50. You're about $38. And if they paid $15.20 for it, good margin on that one. So everything you can see, it's all about, basically margin for them. It's all about volume. Their margin is 20, 25%, but their volume is high. So that's one of the sellers. We look at this other one. This is Disney World Shopper. Again, this person says Disney World Shopper, which Disney World is Orlando, but this says Disneyland. They have some Disney Cruise stuff, so they might be getting some other stuff as well. Men's Columbia Disney Fleece, $225. I think I looked this up and it's like $125 retail. So they've marked it up $100, but the fees on this are going to be huge. Fees and shipping are going to cost them $40, $50. And their name is Disney Traveler, but their store name is Disney World Shopper. So they could be getting stuff from everywhere, but doing the same thing. As you come over here, you've got your own Disney shopper. They've only got 200 items, so it doesn't seem like they're too big. These people, again, 2,000 items. This one seems like the big dog with 5,200. We also have Trader Snows. Again, only 267 items, but they have, here it is. Here's the 2025 Run Disney Marathon Weekend Mickey and Friends Windbreaker. This is not what Kate wanted, but this, I don't know how they're making any money because this is $51.50 and this Windbreaker was only like $30 at the or was $30 or $40 at the Run Disney. I don't know how they were getting that. But yeah, I mean, here, this one, you know, the Run Disney Marathon Dopey Challenge. Dopey Challenge means you ran the 5K, the 10K, the half marathon, and the full marathon. Insanity. It's like 48.6 miles in one weekend. You run the 5K on Thursday, 10K on Friday, half marathon on Saturday, full marathon on Sunday. Your legs are dead by Sunday. But that one was $35 and this was probably $25 inside the park. They're probably just trying to move these and get rid of them now, which is a risk on limited stuff. They're only good for a certain amount of time, right? And then here, this person has 670. The Princess Half Marathon Weekend Jacket, $109. This was like 60, 65, so that's a good profit margin. The one that Kate wanted was this one. In fact, you got to be kidding me. Is this the one that she wants? Hold on, this might be it. This is it. Kate wanted this hoodie, new with tags, Run Disney 2025 Princess Half Marathon Weekend hoodie, adult XL. That's an XL, but they didn't have any larges or XLs. Kate said the hoodie and XL would be good. $90, which is actually plus the $8 shipping, $98. It's not bad. It was at the park for $69.99. 70 plus tax would have ran me about 77. This one's going to run me 98 plus tax, so it's going to run me about 105. So I'm paying about $25 profit for them. They're going to make about $25, but pretty good. I'll have to look at this again, but I'm pretty sure this is the one she wanted because she told me it had Snow White or Cinderella or something on the back. It also has this chick on the back. I'll have to ask her about it, but it's funny. I'm making this video real time. I had no idea. I'm going to leave this one open for her, and interesting. I think this is it though. But yeah, so these people making a living, what do you think about it? How do you feel about this? I'll put this up in the video queue to get it live for you ASAP, and I can't wait to read the comments. Can't wait to see how you guys feel about it. As always, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you check out my recent videos. Tons of great comments, content and videos, including Nicole Snake State getting suspended. If you missed that, go check it out. It's the last video on my channel. And until next time, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate everyone being here, and I'll see you next time.